Hello there. Welcome to another shave. Tonight's shave is going to be with Barrister and Mann, Seville. Now, when I heard the name Seville, I thought that sounds like a classic barbershop scent. And Barrister and Mann on their website described this soap as a classic barbershop scent. Bergamot, lavender, oak moss, lemon or lime, one of the citrusy ones. Um, I've never smelled a barbershop like this. Maybe it's an upscale barbershop or something like that. To me, this smells a lot like spike cream. It smells like a much stronger version of spike, and it's a bit cleaner in the smell, like because they don't share exactly the same ingredients. I'm sure uh, that their ingredients list for spike and this Seville are probably miles apart. But it smells to me. I smelled it and immediately thought spike. Reached in my drawer, pulled out my spike, smelled it, smelled the Seville, smelled it, smelled the Seville. Smells like spike to me. Uh, a much stronger spike, but still spike. And that's all right. I like the smell of spike. And I can tell you that Barrister and Mann, their reputation precedes them, and the one sample that I had of their bay rum scent just blew me away. The lather blew me away. Just a wonderful shaving cream. So I've been excited to try this cream, or this soap rather. So we're going to get on with the shave. I'm going to shave with my 51 the Victor razor with the cream colored scales. And this is probably the plainest razor. All my razors are plain anyway. But this is probably the plainest razor I have in my collection. And it's my favorite shaver. It shaves better than anything I've ever shaved with. It's just a wonderful shaver. And I'm going to enjoy using it tonight. And I'm going to use take some water out of it. My Ever Ready 500 PBT Pure Badger brush. It's a vintage brush. So let's go ahead, and I've had the Seville blooming. We're going to pour the water off of that and start on this soap. I decided to use, now I'm getting more spiciness when I start to lather this. It's beginning to move away from the spike scent that I was talking about earlier and into something of its own. There's still a hint of that there in the scent, but it's getting much spicier of a scent, and I am starting to pick up the smells that I would associate as a barbershop. Drop my brush. As a barbershop type scent. So, and what I mean by that is just the way a barbershop tends to smell. The different smells, like the leather of a strop, and I'm talking about an old style barbershop like I used to go to when I was a kid. The scent of the strop, you can smell that leather. The spice of the different types of aftershaves and stuff, that talcs and things like that were used. I can smell that in this scent. Once I began to try to lather it, the scent changed just a bit, and I started picking up that kind of stuff. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Barrister Man says that their soaps are more thirsty than others, and so I added a bit more water than I would normally add to my brush tips then to try to push this soap a little, and I may have to, I think I'm going to need some more. It's developing a good lather, but I'm going to push their descriptor of that a bit and just see if I add this, give this soap plenty of water, what it will do. And it looks to me like it's, I mean, that looks pretty good. So, lovely. Nice and cushiony on my hands. One of the things that really blew me away about this soap, and the reason, and there it is again, the reason that I wanted to try this, I wanted a puck of this soap for my own, instead of just a sample that I had. There's a, I don't know how to describe it, but there's a feel to this lather that is just incredibly pillowy and soft and luxurious. I could play with it right here for half an hour and just enjoy the feel of working that lather, painting strokes across my face with it. It's just so luxurious. You know, people use adjectives like soft and fluffy and all kind of stuff to describe a lather, and I would use those adjectives. But there's a pillowiness, like laying your head on a nice, fat, soft pillow. There's a pillowiness to this lather that I've not gotten from any other type of soap that I've used. It's just wonderfully luxurious. I think I think my lip pretty good there. We shall see as the shave moves on. It's all right. It happens. Not the goal, obviously, but it does something. Now I just lick my lips with this to see, if I got any blood. I had a little bit of the soap. I can tell you it doesn't taste very good, but it is soap, so I mean that shouldn't come as a surprise. soap rinses well off of the razor, even for being as substantial as a lot of soaps to get the kind of firmness that's in this lather. You really are mixing them a bit too dry. Most of my lathers, if you kind of watch my vids and look at the lathers, most of my lathers are wetter than what a lot of people will use. You'll see where you can, a lot of times it's almost transparent. You can see a bit through it. Not enough to take away the cushion, but enough to get a really nice wet slick lather so that I know that I've got plenty of slickness, stuff like that. This soap is, this lather, again, I absolutely love this brush. It has no backbone to speak of, but that doesn't stop it from lathering any kind of soap I want to lather with it, even Mitchell's. That everybody says is so hard to lather, and I've never had any trouble with Mitchell's. It's a very hard soap. That brush with absolutely no backbone lathers Mitchell's just fine. And I love the feel of it on my face. There's zero scritch. It's just I don't know what they call Pure Badger now and what they call Pure Badger back then. Must be two different things, or it may be like some of the English brushes where they called everything Pure Badger, and just meaning it was a badger hair, and then they didn't grade it by best or super or none of that stuff. They just, everything was called a Pure Badger brush. I don't know. I just know that knot right there is wonderfully soft. And free of any kind of scritch. No pokiness, anything like that. And I can feel the place where I felt like I nicked my lip. It still kind of is irritating, but there's no blood. It's not bleeding. So I must have cut like the top layer of the skin. But not cut it enough to cause any bleeding. But I'll hit it with some styptic, just because it kind of feels like to me that the styptic helps to heal. I don't know if you can see it in the vid, but I have some trembling in my hand. It happens with me from time to time. I've been using my straights for the last at least week. Uh, I love my DEs as well, but I prefer a straight over anything, and I have been blessed this week to be able to use a straight every day this week so far. Hopefully that will continue, but you know, I do like my DEs as well, and I may end up, even if physically I don't have a problem, I may end up jonesing for my black handled super speed, one of my techs, my new, my Chrono, my Schick injector, my Gem SE, you name it. And if that happens, I'll feel free to try one, to use one. But the straight is the only one where my health sometimes I have physical limitations and it makes me have to stop using the straight for a while. So being as it's my favorite way of shaving, I tend to use it as much as I can. I was in a conversation with a friend of mine on Badger and Blade, and he's contemplating starting to use a straight. And he's been asking me my opinion on some things. I'm not an expert, but where I know and I can help, then I will, you know. But one of the things that struck me is he said he's looking for a method of shaving that would cause the least irritation. That he asked me, can you shave with a straight razor every day of the week? Absolutely. This gives me the least amount of irritation of any kind of shaving that I do. It's the most face-friendly shaving I've ever employed. You know, a lot of people would think, well, the straight razor, there's no guard on the blade, it's an open blade, and certainly it's aggressive. No, they're not. They can be. You can use them aggressively, but if you're not very careful, you can also cut yourself open using one aggressively, unless you know exactly what it is that you're doing. This thing requires a light hand, a light touch, and a very healthy respect. But it is the smoothest, most comfortable shave that ever was invented. that I've ever come across anyway. Okay, that little part right there, gonna have to come out from another way. Uh, Wonderful shave. Uh, the lather was everything that I expected from Barrister and Mann. Uh, Nothing short of wonderfully luxurious. Um, if I could do it, and I had to pick one soap, one brand of soap to shave with for the rest of my life, I really think it would probably be Barrister and Mann. Just a wonderful soap in every way that I can think of. I'm going to top her off with a new friend. Only tried this within the last week or two. It's an old friend to a lot of you, and it's a new old friend to me. It is, since we're using barbershop scents. I thought this would be way more than appropriate. Wonderful. All right. That's my shave. I hope that you've enjoyed it. I appreciate you spending 25 minutes or so with me in a shave. God bless you. And we will talk again.